Making and maintaining friends has been especially hard this past year. There's been a lot of changes in my life that have caused me to kind of fall out with the people that I used to associate myself with. And it really sucks. I didn't realize how alone I was feeling until the holiday season. Everyone's kind of doing Friendsgiving or exchanging gifts with their best friends or hanging out and doing these fun activities and just gossiping and being there for each other. And I realize I don't really have anyone at the moment. I'm thankful that I do have my family and certain people in my life, but I've lost a lot of those childhood friendships that I thought was never going to happen to me. In particular, I'm thinking about one person who has been with me since I was a kid. We weren't necessarily attached at the hip. I've always been kind of strange with how I handle friendships. I always feel like people are just being nice to me just to be nice. They don't actually care. That's more of a me issue. But it wasn't until I went off to college for the first year that I realized how much I needed to keep those friendships alive, because when I was at my lowest points, they were really there to help me. Even though we were far away from each other, they would call for 10 hours at a time, just listening to me, sharing things with me. It was almost as if I was never gone. And now, even though we live closer together, I see them less and less. And it's been difficult because in the beginning I felt like I wasn't putting in enough effort and they deserved more and they were making the effort and I was reciprocating. And now the tables have turned. It almost feels like a burn. It's just tough because I care about these people so much, and in my eyes, I'm doing everything in my power to see them, to hang out, to be with them, and it's not being reciprocated. And I know people are busy and they have things going on, but even our texting feels very distanced. And so I just kind of wanted to come on here and talk about how sometimes you have to be the bigger person in a friendship, in all relationships. You have to put your pride aside and really communicate with people. I've been trying to do that more often. I've been trying to let people know how I feel inside, how if I miss them or if I care for them, to let them know too, because we don't honestly know when our time's going to come, and I don't want to have any of those things as regrets. I think also it's important to know when to step back. If you are continuing to reach out to someone and they are giving you the cold shoulder, if there's something that seems off, if they're being aloof, you have one of two options. You either keep poking and prodding and hoping that they open up to you if you sense something is wrong. And if you think that they just don't want to be your friend anymore, then respecting their decision and knowing when to step back is also very important. And I think that's a piece that I'm kind of figuring out right now. I think they might still care, and obviously I still do because I'm making this video about how to maintain friendships, but they might just be at a different stage in their life where they're really focusing on themselves and their needs and their wants, and that's perfectly okay too. I'm not fully closing the door to that friendship, but I do want to not only respect their boundaries, but respect my own. If I'm in need of something a little bit more right now and they're not reciprocating, it's not fair to either of us to keep maintaining something that's not beneficial for either party. And I think in this video, I also kind of just want to talk about how we have to be our own best friends, as sad or cliche as that may sound, it's true. The person that we are stuck with every single day of our lives is our own self. And we have to really learn to love and appreciate our own being. And that's something that I'm still working on. I know it's not going to be an easy task. There's a lot of things that I don't particularly like that I do, but I know that if I don't learn to appreciate my uniqueness and my habits, then no one else will until I start to do that for myself. So I think in 2024, one of the things that I really want to focus on is just getting to know me, focusing on my hobbies and interests and picking up things that might seem very obscure and random to anyone else, but if they make me happy, then I'm going to go for it. I think for so long I was putting myself in a corner. I wasn't experimenting as much as I would have liked to because I was afraid of what others would think, of losing people that I cared about, of being banished. But at this moment in time, it really feels like there's nothing left for me as far as disappointing others. It sounds depressing, but in my eyes, it's actually kind of positive. I feel like I've been doing well with telling the people in my life what I need and what I want in life, and they've been really receptive, which I'm so thankful for. But it's gotten to the point where they're going to come around and support me regardless of the decisions I make, because in my head, I'm doing what's best for me. And I think that's what matters most. And so hopefully I can spend more time learning about myself again. I can learn how to style myself, because clearly I need help with that. I can learn how to practice more self-care. There's exercising that I want to try out. There's a lot of things to take note of, but most importantly, I need to just learn to be at peace with me. I need to learn to laugh at my own jokes and to console myself when I'm sad, to be my own best friend. So if you're in need of that support system, try to be there for yourself. And if you feel like you can't be a good friend to yourself right now, be cognizant of the fact that there are thousands, billions of people in this world, and I'm sure one of them, well, at least myself, would be more than happy to be your friend, to hear you out, to hear you vent. And also, if you're having dark thoughts, if you're not feeling like yourself, seek professional help as well, because it doesn't mean that we're weak. It doesn't mean that people are going to see us in a bad light. Like, you might get those people that are going to think those things, but overall, the people that truly care about you just want you to put yourself first too. And so if you feel like you need someone to lean on, know that I'm here through my videos. If you ever want to actually talk, feel free to message. I don't know. I hope that this channel can really be that safe space for all of us. And with that being said, I'm going to go now because I'm starting to ramble. But thank you for watching and have a nice day. Bye-bye.